Hey everyone, Dr. Josh Jagoda here, and today we're going to get into releasing the subscapularis muscle. This is a deep muscle on the anterior aspect of our scapula. It is part of our rotator cuff muscle, and it is often involved in shoulder impingement syndrome, which can then lead to rotator cuff syndrome, rotator cuff tears, tendonitis, bursitis, all that other stuff that you do not want. So we really need to learn how to really release this muscle properly, and it is sometimes extraordinarily difficult. Like I said, it is deep within our armpit here. So one, we have to be really careful because there are a ton of nerves that run through that way. A lot of people will think that because they're on a tender spot that's a good thing. Well, if you're on the nerve, I can tell you it'll be a bad thing in the future, and so you don't want that. So make sure you're deep enough. Make sure you take your time to set your grips. Make sure you set your positioning of your shoulder blade, and make sure that you don't hit those nerves while you go through that range of motion. One way I like to use is our lacrosse ball. It's not the most effective, but if you're really tender and you need to start, this is like a starter protocol here, this is a good way to do it. So I'm going to lay on the ground here, and what we're going to do is we're going to place the ball right into our lat area. It's going to be actually a little bit deeper into our lat. So if you have thick lats, or if you're an overhead athlete, chances are your lats are overdeveloped, and if they are overdeveloped, you may have to release these first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our arm like this. We're going to bring it across. This is a shortened position for that subscap. What we're going to do then is we're going to take our hand and we're going to feel the outside of where that lat would be, and then we're going to try to dive over and into that lat. What we're going to do is dive about 45 degrees. So we're actually going to position the ball this way. And I'm going to squeeze down here with my armpit, and I'm going to squeeze that ball into place. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this ball into place going this way. And again, this is a beginner version. So it may not be easy to do, because once you start rolling this way, you're not really doing it the proper way. You're actually going to be releasing the lat, and you're going to be compressing this ball up against your pec. So you really want to stay onto your back here the best you can. And then you're just going to open it up. And now, again, like I said, this is not the best release. It's not. But it is a release nonetheless, and you can get in there a little bit. And so if you're somebody who's really sore, maybe you have a very, very new rotator cuff tear as a result of this, and you're trying to start slowly working it out, this might be good enough for you, okay? So that's just one option, okay? The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to actually come a little closer towards you, and what we're going to do is with my left arm, I'm going to reach into my right armpit. And by doing that, I'm going to actually pull this across, just like that. And I'm going to try to get as deep as I can underneath here. So if you look at my hand contact, it's kind of like this. It's going to be deep within here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach under like this, scoop with my hand. I'm actually going to be gripping like this at the back of my scapula, and I'm going to be pulling the scapula like this by gripping. I'm going to be pulling it forward while the inside of my hand here is actually on the front part, or if I should do it like this, it's actually going to be on the front part of that scapula, compressing it. So you're actually kind of taking the muscle that's right here, and you're kind of pinching it. Like this. So ready? Here. And now all you have to do is stay here. So you could do two different things, right? Or I should say three. You have three options. One, it's just the compress and release technique, which is called trigger point therapy, NIMO, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, you're just pushing, releasing, and coming off of it. You could hold that for anywhere to 5 seconds and 15 seconds. You really want to try to find that trigger point. The next one is cross-friction massage, where if this is the fibers of that muscle, we're going to be rubbing our thumb back and forth like that. So it'll kind of look like this. Like that, and what we're doing is kind of going up and down like that. So first technique, pulling in just like this. Second technique, my hands, you may not be able to see them, are running up and down. And the third technique, which is the hardest one to hold, and this is why you may want a wall behind you. You can actually put your hand up against or your scapula up against the wall to push it forward, and then you can open up your arm and elevate it. If you can hold on to that. Again, this is a difficult one to hold on to. This is why you probably will need a provider or somebody who's specialized in this area of myofascial release. Active release technique is a great form of release for this one. So if you're out there and you need this muscle release, maybe you can't get it done, maybe you're still suffering some shoulder pain, go check out an active release provider. It is unbelievable what you guys can accomplish, or what ART providers like myself can accomplish when you actually have the right skills, the right leverage, and the right technique, okay? So this is just some ways, really 3 or 4 ways that you can help self-release your subscapularis to hopefully put your shoulder into a better position, take some problems away from you, and start adding to your own skills, alright guys? I'm Dr. Josh Jagoda. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you guys for the next episode. Thank you for stopping by.